Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Addkison here, and we're back here on the Rare Candy YouTube channel. Today we are going to be going over my continued series of cards that are strong in our post-rotation format, and this list is no different. We are focusing on the energy accelerators of this format. So for those of you who don't know what an energy accelerator Pokemon, it's a category that I've made for Pokemon that attach energies or allow you to move energies or make it a little bit easier to attack in general. So you can see here we got a pretty cool list of cards. So with 49 cards in this list, let's get started. I don't want to kind of take too much of your time away. So let's jump in with card number 1, Arceus Prism Star. So we're not looking at for its ability. We got Trinity Star here, so you can only use this attack if you have a grass, water, and lightning Pokemon on your bench. But if you do, search your deck for 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So for 1 single energy, you could attach up to 3 energies on a non-GX Pokemon. It's kind of crazy. The only thing that draws this card back is that you could only play 1 of them, and it might be difficult to search out in this new format without Nest Ball. Next up on the list is Porygon Z or Z, depending on wherever you are in the world when you watch this video. With Crazy Code, you can, once during your turn, as often as you like, basically, not once during your turn, as often as you like, so as many times as you have special energies in your hand, you can attach it to any one of your Pokemon. Busted ability. If you got lots of special energy cards in your deck, it could really work. In the new set, we see Naganadel GX, a card that takes a lot of different kind of energies, and you could power it up with special energies. Naganadel and Porygon might make a really good combo here in this new format, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. Darkrai Prism Star, another card that is already seeing success in some of my post-rotation testing. It's got its ability Nightmare Star, so when you drop this Darkrai down from your hand to the bench, you can attach up to 2 dark energies from your hand to it. That doesn't even include your energy attachment for the turn. I already play this in my Dark Toolbox decks, that includes Weavile GX, a new GX Pokemon from Unified Minds, and allows me to move my dark energy to whoever I want to on my field. So this card's a must-have for that deck. Sharpedo, another card that is also played in that Dark Toolbox deck, is Sharpedo. So it has Greedy Evolution. So when you drop this card from your hand to evolve a Carvanha, or any Pokemon that is, basically Ditto or Carvanha, you can look at the top 6 cards of your deck, grab any number of dark energy cards you find there, attach them to this Pokemon, shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So it's a great way to just blitz attach energies, especially if you thin your deck out, you have some improved odds. Greedy Evolution is a great way to get energy on board, especially for a dark type deck. Incineroar, more dark support. So as a stage 2 Pokemon, it's pretty cool. You can put 3 damage counters on it, search your deck for 3 energy cards, and attach them to this Pokemon. Kind of crazy. Really strong ability there, and I'm sure it will see some success either with another partner or with itself. Crushing Punch is a great way to remove energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. And Dark Tornado GX can do for damage counters on this Pokemon, so you could self-accelerate and do extra damage with Darkest Tornado GX. Pretty cool concept here. I like it a lot. Drampa. So if you're trying to do the same thing for Dragon-type Pokemon, you can attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Dragon Pokemon. There might be other options that are better than this, especially in the new set. There's that new Dragonite Pokemon that can attach multiple energies. So Drampa might get kind of beat out by a new card very soon. But as of right now, Drampa is one of the best accelerations that we have for Dragon-type Pokemon in this new format. And speaking of more Dragon-type Pokemon, we got Latias and Latios GX, and they're kind of forming a heart, especially in this kind of cool art, alternative art for this card. So attach 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. And you've got an extra energy attached to it, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage. So it's a great energy accelerator, especially if you have psychic energies in your deck. If you can get a bunch of energies in there very quickly, this could be great. In terms of how you might use this card, I think it might be cool with the new Mewtwo and Mew GX tag team that's coming out in Unified Minds. Beyond that, it could be its own attack, because if you look at Buster Purge, 240 damage is quite a bit there. More support, got Latias, Prism Star, attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to each of your base bench Dragon Pokemon. So kind of cool there. You could power up a lot of Pokemon at once, but you do need to get the energies in your discard pile first. I think it's a really great way to power up a lot of energies quickly, especially if you can get the energy in your discard pile. Rayquaza GX. So it's not really the attacks here, but if you play this card from your hand to your bench, you discard the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you have an energy in your discard pile, whether before or after Stormy Winds, you just attach it to this Pokemon. Usually it's used to self-power up this Pokemon, but with Energy Switch being in the format, it's a great way to kind of build up Pokemon. And Rayquaza GX, generally cool card there. Gardevoir and Sylveon GX. So one of the few Fairy-type Pokemon that can self-accelerate energies. So you search your deck for up to 2 Fairy energy cards and attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way that you like. Pretty cool. It has a lot of HP. Can move its energy around with Kaleidostorm. I think this card is the making of success. I don't think anyone has cracked this deck perfectly yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it seeing success in the future. Xerneas Prism Star. So while this card does not necessarily attach energy, Path of Life allows you to move the energies to the Xerneas, and that's a different kind of way of expediting energies or in general. So moving all the energies to the Xerneas, you could quickly power up the Xerneas, whereas another Pokemon you just can't move to the active and get a bunch of energies. Bright Horn's a pretty efficient attack that you would like to power up, and it's a great single prize card attacking Pokemon. Moltres. So you get to attach a fire energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. As a basic Pokemon, this could be great, especially if Fire Wing hits some damage, or if grass types or anything that's weak to fire is a popular type in the future. Volcanion. So this one's kind of like a buffed up kind of Moltres. It doesn't do damage, but you can search your deck for an energy, but if you go seconds on the first turn, you attach up to 3 energies. I've been playing this in a Volcanion Reshiram Charizard GX Greens Exploration build in the Unified Minds format. It's been working beautifully. Totally recommend it. Volcanion seems like one of the best kind of energy attachers that we have in this format. I suggest we just kind of... It's probably going to remain the best one, to be honest. Arcanine. So another card that we've seen play in Reshazar deck, especially when Azul Garcia Grigo. He came second at the most recent Madison Regional Championships. He played this in his deck to attach 2 Fire Energy cards from a discard pile to one of his bench Pokemon in his Reshiram Charizard GX deck. Arcanine might be its own attacker, especially because it's really easy to build up with Welder. But otherwise, Grand Flame, it's a cool attack, and I think this is a great way to accelerate energy. Charmeleon. So this is a card that y'all probably didn't look at. It's from the Dragon Majesty set, so a tiny little set that not a bunch of people paid attention to. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. If any of those are fire energies, attach them to this Pokemon. This could be a cool way to build up energy, similar to a Sharpedo for a fire-type deck in the future, especially if we are able to discard a lot of cards. If we are not, this card might not ever see play, but I thought it was thoughtful enough to add this to the list anyways. And it does evolve into this Charizard card from Team Up, so you get to put 2 damage counters on this Pokemon, search for 2 fire energy cards, attach them to this Pokemon, and it's a way to self-build up Charizard. So very quickly attacking. Charizard's a pretty powerful Pokemon with an unlimited damage cap for as many energy that you have. So cool card there, cool concept there. Great way to power it up. Flareon GX. So we're using this card right here for Heat Stage. You may attach up to 3 fire energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. So we used to play this with Eevee with Energy Evolution to get it out as quickly as turn 1. Now that that's not really an option, this card might not be as viable, but it is a cool card in general, and I totally recommend if you are running Eevee or any Evolution cards, or maybe even a fire deck, peep into this card. You'd be surprised. Attaching 3 energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon might be amazing. Next up on the list, we got Blaziken. So kind of another one of these cards that might see success at some point in the future, especially if Fire gets enough support for their evolution Pokemon. You get to attach an energy from your discard pile, a fire energy that is, to one of your bench Pokemon. So we see in the new set how there's Serena that's coming out, and that allows you to attach a basic grass energy from your discard pile to your active Pokemon, and it gets quickly powered up with Rowlet and Alolan Executor GX. If they ever print out anything like that in the future for Fire-type Pokemon, this card could absolutely be bonkers. Pikarom, you all know it. It's a card that is absolutely dominated since it was released around February this past season. We got Full Blitz. So not only are you attaching 3 energy cards that are lightning type from your deck to one of your Pokemon, you're swinging for 150 damage on a 240 HP basic. This is one of the best ways to currently accelerate a lightning type deck in this current format. And that's not all. There's other cards in this lists that we go down below that even make this card even faster to set up. So we'll check those out in a little bit. Tapu Koko Prism Star. Speaking of one of those cards, we're jumping right into Tapu Koko Prism Star. So if this Pokemon's on your bench, you could drop it to the Lost Zone and grab 2 Lightning Energies and attach them to 2 of your bench Pokemon from your discard pile. This is a great way to power up for Lightning type decks, especially if you Electromagnetic Radar 2 Lightning Energies from the beginning really quickly to this Tapu Koko Prism Star. Seems like a great way to just power up Lightning type decks. Now there's other decks that you could use it, especially if they use Colorless Energy, or if you can kind of fit Tapu Koko in there to reliably use Dance of the Ancients. I could see this working with other decks in the future too. Next up, Zamora. So most decks use this for the Thunderclap Zone ability that gives your Pokemon free retreats if they have Lightning Energy attached to them. But Full Voltage GX, attach 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. Zamora GX might be a great way to power up a Pokemon in a pinch, especially if you get a little bit of a slow start. Charjabug. Weirdest ability we have in the game right now, most likely. Battery. So you could pop this on to a Vigavolt or Vigavolt GX as a special energy card, and it provides 2 Lightning Energies while it is attached to any Pokemon. If you have a way to move it around with a card like Multi-Switch, if that was available in format, or anything else that moves energy, Charjabug would provide 2 Lightning Energy cards, even if it was attached to, let's just say, a Rayquaza GX. So it's very interesting, to say the least, and Charjabug, I could see it being a cool card in the future. Otherwise, stick this in your Vigavolt deck. You'll be happy that you did. Electro GX. So this card really hasn't seen a lot of play since it first came out, but it is really cool because you can use Extra Energy Bomb. Kaboom! Once during your turn, you may attach 5 energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon, except GX, in any way you like, and if you do, this Pokemon's knocked out. So it's a 2 prize card drawback, but you really can power up some non-GX Pokemon in a pinch, and even Crush and Burn GX, can do a lot of damage as well. And not only do we have Electro GX, we have Electrode. So when you play this Pokemon card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you can move any number of Lightning Energy cards from your Pokemon to your other Pokemon in any way you like. So you know I was talking about Charjabug before? This would be a great way to move Charjabug to another Pokemon. So maybe we'll see some concept like that in the future, or maybe Electrode cannot make the cut going forward. Needless to say, it's one of the cards that can accelerate energies around your Pokemon, and I totally think that it deserves to be on this list. Next up here, we got one of our first metal support Pokemon on this list. We got Solgaleo Prism Star. So for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play, attach a metal energy attached from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So if your opponent's sitting on a full bench with 5 Pokemon active, as they always should have, you can attach up to 6 metal energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. The harder part might actually be getting the energies in your discard pile, but if you do build a deck that's metal type, Solgaleo Prism Star seems like a great fit. And another card you might not see, it's a promo, so if you haven't picked up the box, I totally recommend it. Melmetal GX seems strong enough that it could be a real deck in the future. Got Iron Force GX. Attach any number of metal energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. That's basically infinite energies. Metal Blast does more damage. You got Hard Code that does less damage. This seems like the making of a great concept. Now, last season I dabbled around with this deck a little bit because we had Magnezone in our formats that can attach a lot of metal energy. So that's what I used to power up this Pokemon instead. And speaking of Magnezone, we got that Pokemon swinging up next. So basically you can drop as many metal energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. Doesn't matter what type of Pokemon they are, you just have to attach metal energy cards. And we also have the lightning version of this card. So same ability to your lightning type Pokemon. Now this card's a little bit kind of not as good as Peak or Zekrom GX that can hit for 150 damage. But in the future, if you do need to power up a Pokemon that is lightning type or just colorless type and anything that could just take any kind of energies, these 2 cards, going back to this other Magnezone or this card, as you can see, they're the exact same card, exact same art, would be a great way to power up from the hand. Next up, Solgaleo GX. So this card's got a whole bunch going for it. 250 HP. Your Pokemon in play have no weakness. You can heal all your Pokemon, but here we're looking at Turbo Strike. Attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Most notably, in our new format, people are using this with Mewtwo and Mew GX to copy it from the discard pile as a basic Pokemon to use Turbo Strike as early as turn 1 to expedite their energy acceleration. If that's not a headache, I don't know what is, but this card is a great way to power up your Pokemon really quickly and has a bunch of other cool things going from it. Deaxys. So this is a card that people might not have seen because it's a promo card, but its ability power section, once during your turn, you may move an energy from one of your Pokemon to your Deaxys. So it doesn't necessarily power up your other Pokemon, but it can power up a Deaxys very quickly. It might see play going forward in Malamar decks that can power up something. Maybe you attach the energy to the wrong Pokemon, or maybe you just want to attack with Malamar. Attacking for 100 damage for relatively low energy cost can be a great energy expediter in this format. Giratina Prism Star. So if you think this card is basically the same thing as Darkrai except Psychic type, yeah, you pretty much got it. Chaotic Star, you drop it from your bench, and you can attach 2 Lightning Energy cards from your hand to it. Pretty simple if you're running a Psychic type deck. This card could be really cool. If you are not, this card's probably not going to see too much play. I wouldn't really recommend this in Malamar at the time because Chaotic Star does not seem that strong in the deck because it tries to get energy cards from the discard pile, but maybe you might want to use it for Crisis Dive to attack going from another kind of point in the game. 160 is pretty strong. Lunala Prism Star, another card that's pretty cool. Once during your turn, for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play, attach a Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So again, this card might work in a Malamar deck. I totally don't have it in my Unified Minds kind of Malamar deck. That includes Garchomp, Giratina, Tag Team GX. But you want to know what? We don't know what the future beholds. We have seen this card seen success in Malamar deck builds in the past and in other decks. So maybe we'll see some more full Moonstar action coming up at our new formats. Malamar. Speak of the devil, we got Malamar here. So Psychic Recharge, you basically get one from your discard pile, that's Psychic type, and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. One of the greatest abilities we have in the current game right now, and I totally see this card dominating the World Championships format as far as I see. Psychic Recharge, you want to use it to power up basically anything. It's strong. Most notably, Psychic type Pokemon such as Giratina, or even Garchomp, Giratina GX, Ultra Necrozma GX. You can even power up a Malamar and attack with Psychic Spear. It kind of allows you to have extra energies, infinite energies. So I really like this card. You should too. Naganadel. So I've played this card the past season to the tune of 1850 CP approximately. Got charging up. You may attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Pretty simple. I played it with Blacephalon GX, which removed energy cards from my play to the Lost Zone. So this allowed me to accelerate extra energy in play. But Naganadel GX, it's not a shabby attacker either with turning points. And we will see cards like this in other dark toolbox decks to get back dark energies, or maybe even in a Rayquaza GX deck to get energies back from the discard pile. Don't sleep on this one. Next up, Starmie. So kind of a weird card. Not really one that too many people have thought of, but you get to search your deck for up to any combination of 3 colorless, or for 3 water, and psychic energy for a single colorless, and attach to one of your bench Pokemon. So hitting for 40 damage, free retreat, attaching up to 3 energies. This could be a really great play in a psychic type deck or a water type deck. Maybe Malamar is not the play for something like Muck, Alolan Muck GX, and Starmie is the right choice. Or maybe this could power up the new Psyduck Tag Team GX, the Psyduck Slowpoke GX. So keep your eyes out on for this one. If you don't have a playset, I recommend picking one up because you never know how good it will be in the future. Quagsire. So another one of these cards that might work with Naganadel. Speaking of cards, Quag. We got Quagsire, we got Washout, so you can move a water energy card from one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. So not directly accelerating energies by attaching them from your hand, your discard pile, your deck, but it is moving your energy around, which does allow your Pokemon to attack a little bit quicker. And Blastoise. So once during your turn, look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach any number of water energy cards you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like, and shuffle the rest back in. Pretty cool concept to power up water type Pokemon, or Pokemon that can handle water type energy. I have heard of some people playing this card with Mewtwo and Mew GX in the new Unified Minds format, so think about that and think of what other Pokemon you could power up from your discard pile. Beyond that, Hydro Tackle is a great way to kind of attack. 150 damage is not shabby, and with the drawback of 30 damage to itself, it's not bad at all. Blastoise GX. So this card, you got your Giant Geyser GX. Attach any number of water energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon any way you like. So you can just kind of blitz, drop them all from your hand, especially if you can get a bunch of them. And you could use it to attack with Rocket Splash. So you shuffle any amount of water energy cards from your Pokemon into your deck. This attack does 60 damage for each card you shuffled in your deck this way. So lots of cool concepts all around with this card. I think it could be cool in a Blastoise GX deck. But beyond that, I don't think it's great enough to self-accelerate anything else. Primarina. So I've actually never seen this card before I actually combed through the Lost Thunder set. Whenever you attach an energy card from your hand, and basically you can't do it with an attack or an ability or a trainer card. So from what I gather, it's just when you attach your per turn energy, you can attach up to 2 energy cards to that Pokemon instead of 1. This could be a really interesting way to build up Pokemon because it's not water type specific, even basic energy specific. You could attach up to 2 special energy cards. Now, I don't want to infringe this with the Porygon Z or Z, but it could be cool to power up multiple energies or different types of energies. I definitely pick up a couple copies of this card because it could be pretty cool in this next format. And jumping into our first of the item cards, we've got Beast Ring here. So you want to be playing this in Ultra Beast deck. You can only play it if you're at 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, but you can search your deck up for 2 basic energy cards and attach them to your Ultra Beast, period. So I've been playing this deck in Blacephalon GX. I played this in Buzzwole GX. Beast Ring has seemed to follow me for the past couple of years, and I think it's one of the strongest cards in our next formats. Energy Switch. So again, not one of these energy expediters, but we do have Energy Switch, which allows you to move an energy to another one of your Pokemon. Could be pretty cool in a lot of decks. I know decks like Pikachu Zekrom run 3 to 4 copies of this card, and they'll probably run the new Tag Switch coming out in the Unified Mind set. But Energy Switch is pretty much a staple for a lot of decks, just to move energy around. Thunder Mountain. Speaking of Pikachu Zekrom GX, this will allow that Pokemon to attack for 1 lightning energy less. It's amazing. Just 1 less. You could use full blitz for only 2 lightning type energies. Thunder Mountain's really great card here because you could even use it with things like Zapdos to attack for free. So if you're playing a lightning type deck that requires attacking, I recommend Thunder Mountain Prism Star. Next up, we got Mina. So powers up fairy energies, and the first obvious thing to look at this would be Gardevoir Sylveon GX tag team. But we have seen play in our new Unified Minds format in my testing with Mewtwo and Mew GX tag team. So I think that Mina might be more of a, when we've lost Aqua Patch and we've lost cards like Dark Patch that we've had in previous formats, Mina might be fitting in to just attach extra energy here and there, especially maybe just running a couple fairy energy in a couple decks. We got Morgan. So you can only play this if you play Dana, Evelyn, and Nita from your hand. You look at the top 12 cards of your deck and attach any number. So if you get 12 energies, you could drop them all there. Doesn't even say basic energies. So if you got anything like memory energy, unit energies, triple acceleration energies, drop them all around. You can attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. Might be difficult to if you discard Dana, Evelyn, and Nita from your hand, and then playing a 4th supporter card, but you might want to use something like Steven's Resolve or other cards to get these into your hands. Next up on the list is Welder. So you attach up to 2 fire energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon. So any Pokemon, not necessarily fire type, and you get to draw 3 extra cards. This is a great way to power up most fire type decks, such as Blacephalon GX, Reshiram Charizard GX, but you could even use it to power up Pokemon like Blissey that require a lot of energies, or even the new Mewtwo Mew GX. Next up on this list, we got Zinnia. So attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your hand to one of your Dragon-type Pokemon, and you can only use this card if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. So if you're building a Dragon-type deck and your Pokemon might get knocked out, this might be a great way to power them up quickly. And Counter Game. So if you have more prize cards left than your opponent, the attacks of this Pokemon cost colorless less. We've seen success with this card in Zoroark decks over the past season and a few other decks in the mix. But maybe we'll see kind of a comeback with Counter Gain, especially if the format slows down a little bit. Super Boost Energy Prism Star. So the first of our 2 energy cards that made this list. If it's attached to a stage 2 Pokemon, it counts as any energy, but only provides 1 at a time. If you have 3 or more stage 2 Pokemon in play, it provides 4 energies at a time. So in a previous video, I went over cards like Swampert. This card would be really cool in a Swampert Meganium deck. And that's really where it's seen a lot of play to get out a lot of stage 2 Pokemon. But Super Boost Energy Prism Star, definitely a solid way to accelerate a few energies. And 4, whoa. And last but not least on this list, we got Triple Acceleration Energies. So we lost double colorless energy in our new format, but we did get triple acceleration energy. It only provides 3 energy while it's attached to an evolution Pokemon. Can only be attached to an evolution Pokemon, and you have to discard it at the end of your turn. So you only get it for the 1 turn, but this does allow Pokemon like Dugong, Naganadel GX, even Swampert to attack for a single energy. It sounds like it's a great card, and anything that requires 3 triple colorless energies or 3 colorless energies or more might want to look into playing this card. So that's what we got for this list today. I really hope you enjoyed looking at it. Hopefully you can accelerate your decks with some energy accelerating Pokemon, expedite that process. If you did enjoy this content, be sure to like, share, subscribe with anyone you know, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want to support this channel a little bit more, consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/rarecandytcg. Really helps us out at our channel to produce higher quality videos and really connect with our fans. That being said, I'm Zach Lesage. You can follow me on Twitter at ZLesage to figure out what I'm doing on my Pokemon journey as I travel around globally to become the best Pokemon player in the game. And beyond that, that's all we got going on for today. We will be continuing this series going on with future videos, so be sure on the lookout for those. Beyond that, that's it. All right, everyone. Peace out.